Okay, Freunde, wir sind jetzt hier in dem Laden drin und neben mir ist der Besitzer von diesem Schuppen hier. Das ist Ace Frehley.
Hi, my name is Frank Dancis and this is Aces Records. This is Tampa Bay's heaviest record store, probably the heaviest record store in Florida.
Okay, und diesen Knaben hier habt ihr vielleicht auch schon mal gesehen, aber dazu später. Okay, your name is Frank, but why is the store called Ace Records?
Why? We have gotten a nickname through the years as Aces Records. I've never met Ace. When he saw our T-shirts, he loved it, and now he has one. He wears it all the time.
Okay.
But
all right. So, but there's, except for Dave, there's plenty of musicians that already worked here. So, is it the kind of concept of the store, or is it just because the guys wanted jobs or doing something?
Well, a lot of the guys that are in bands want this type of a record store to work in. There's not too much wimpy stuff here. It's a pretty heavy store. So we've got David Vincent here from Morbid Angel. He works here. James Murphy, who used to be in Death and Obituary, who is now with cancer, he works here. But Mike Browning from Nocturnus, he works here from time to time. And most of the local bands such as Death, Obituary, Massacre, Deicide, all these guys are coming. So it's like this is the heavy hangout on weekends.
The store just got open on Saturdays and Sundays because of the flea market, or what's the reason?
The flea market is only open on weekends, so that's the only time we're here. It frees me up during the week to do other things like go out and shop for a lot of these hard-to-find records and CDs. Believe it or not, I started about 12, 13 years ago, and it really started, I was buying Elvis Presley records, and I was buying collections of records to get the Elvis. I didn't know what to do with the other records, so I started selling them. It turned into a business, and gradually it turned into a heavy metal business.
So what's your view on the Tampa scene? Many musicians told me that there is, even more musicians here than, fans. And you're selling the records, so nobody knows better than you.
There are the fans here. There's a lot of fans. The problem with this area is there's not enough venues to play out. And a lot of the kids in this area, they get used to the bands being here because there's so many of them. So a lot of times they don't show up for the concerts like they should. And we have some fairly weak turnouts at some of the concerts. But then others, they really show up in full force. So you never know exactly what's going to happen in this area.
All right, thanks a lot then. Ja, Leute, falls ihr mal hier vorbeisehen wollt, die Adresse haben wir gerade eingeblendet. Es lohnt sich also auf jeden Fall. Hier gibt es also alles Mögliche an Metalplatten. Vielleicht wollt ihr euch nur mal ein Autogramm von David Vincent holen, ich weiß es nicht.
Hi, I'm David Vincent from Morbid Angel. We're back here in sunny Florida now. We just finished a 9-week tour of Europe. We had a very good time. We spent a lot of time in Germany this time. And I'd like to start off by saying thanks to all the German fans for the support. And we're looking around the store right now. This is where I spend some of my time on the weekends when I'm not touring with the band. Basically a heavy metal store here. We carry a lot of imports and stuff that a lot of the larger stores don't carry. And I'm proud to be a part of it. It's been 2 years' time since our last LP. And with this new one, we're actually trying some new things, which is, I think, caught some people by surprise. They didn't expect quite so much of a change, but it seems to have gotten pretty good reviews in the end, and the sales have certainly shown us that the fans are kind of with us with our experimentation. So we're going to continue to provide the most intense stuff that money can buy, or money can't buy. I think for some people, death metal could be just considered another genre of music. For people like myself, it's kind of more of a way of life. It's really a whole way of looking at things. And I'm kind of disappointed when people just kind of pass it off as being talentless, noisy, just noise for the sake of noise, if you will. And I think those kind of people, obviously, who are not fans of death metal, make these kind of comments, and it's easy to see who's a fan and who's not by the type of comments that people make. I think now it's easy to see that death metal has really become a very viable realm of music to be dealing with. There's a lot of releases, and there's a lot of people that are really expressing themselves, and it's really an artistic expression if you think about it. It's just an awful lot more intense than some of the other stuff, but that doesn't necessarily make it good or bad. That just makes it real. Each band has a different style. Certainly, Morbid Angel sounds really nothing like Obituary, who sounds really nothing like Deicide, who sounds really nothing like Nocturnus. My point is that all the bands of this area have kind of taken different paths within the genre, and there's a lot of creative stuff coming out of here. And certainly with Morris Sound being a pillar of death metal these days, people coming from all over the world to record here, and there's a good reason for that. It's because they know what they're doing. They're well versed in this kind of stuff, and they get the kind of sound that people come, and that's the reason that people come here, is because that's what they're interested in. So I think Florida and Tampa in general is going to continue to be a pillar of death metal. We're going to take this opportunity and walk through here, and I want to pick out a few albums that I think are like worth mentioning. See where we go. This is a band that I always got a lot out of. It's not really death metal. It's band Black Flag. They've got one of the most intense vocalists ever. His name is Henry Rollins, and that was a real influence to me when that first came out. They had a couple other lineups before this, a couple other singers, but no one quite so extreme as Henry. Moving on down. I don't think we've got the particular album in stock because the new stuff is really not worth mentioning. I'm talking about Alice Cooper, but certainly the stuff prior to Welcome to My Nightmare, including that album and $1 Billion Babies, was something that I really admired a lot when I was growing up. This, a pillar of death metal. I'm talking about the Possessed Seven Churches album, a monument. Says it all right here. One of the original best death metal albums ever. Moving right along, obviously Slayer, a band that had an awful lot to do with the way music has progressed these days. This happens to be my favorite Slayer release right here, Hell Awaits. I think it's really aggressive. Now we stop. We stop at a band that gave us an awful lot to where we are these days. I'm talking about Venom. This is my favorite release of theirs, At War with Satan. I also like they have a single that they did, 12-inch single called Manitou, and that's a song that I always liked an awful lot. And the bass player from hell, the most underrated bass player, talking about Blackie from Voivod. This is an extremely intense album right here from a bass player's point of view. One of my favorites. And what a god he is. And that just about wraps it up, but we're going to walk up here up front. We've saved the best for last. We've saved the most influential for last. We have saved the most monumental, the most feelingful for last. And I'm talking about none other than Tony Iommi, Terrence Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, and of course vocalist Ozzy Osbourne. And this says it all. The new Black Sabbath box set has all the early stuff on it. And what can I say? They are responsible for metal, period. They're it. That's them right there. And there you have it. Thanks a lot.